It's also possible to bind up. We just showed you the parries in which you would go from, or the binds in which you would go from a 4 to an 8 and a 6 to a 7. But now let's try binding up. If I were to start here, facing an attack, I would go from this 7 line, bind the blade, and swoop it up to an upward diagonal. It's a little trickier just because it takes a little more energy, a little more effort and force to get that blade upwards to that diagonal, but it's completely possible, especially if you continue to focus on using your fort of your blade to bind your opponent's blade. So from this line, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take that low line and swoop it up, making a little swooping motion, again using your fingers for point control, to take that blade from this diagonal up to an upward diagonal. Now the movement's a little bit exaggerated so you can see it, but that's the idea. Let's show what that looks like against an opponent. So again, you can actually use the same motion offensively or defensively, but we're showing it defensively in how I would use a bind as a defense against series low line attack. Sheath thrust, I bind up. One more time, sheath thrust, I bind to the opposite line, leaving her open for target area. Let's try the opposite low line. Sheath thrust, I bind. Once again, sheath thrust, I bind. She's now open for attack. And that's the binds, binding upward.